Alright, so I've been getting quite a few questions as to why we don't seem to acknowledge that the other Galfers are also a thing and can be used with the new ESCANOR as part of the Sins team. And today I just want to explain why we have been pretty much shunned away the other Galfers and be like, oh, you need your Galfer if you're going to use a Galfer, and these other Galfers don't really make up for it. So we're going to be using this team, right? Classic Sins, but with Halloween Galfers have UR Festival. So the first main issue I'm going to demonstrate right now. So I have 268.1 KCC, obviously very high because, you know, my box is here, whatever. But if we replace this Galfer with UR Festival Galfer, we jump almost 10,000 CC. And on top of that, my Galfer is not 6'6". It's missing two ult levels. Remove 1,000 from the True Awakening, but I guess, you know, the link, we have to use this King link on the other Galfer for 1,000 CC, when, you know, I guess we could use a different Grace, or it could use Tier. It's a little better, right? Using Tier as a link for Galfer is quite a bit better than using a King, which doesn't give us any ability or stats or anything. It's just there for the CC, which, you know, it's just overcompensating for the fact that CC is very bad in the first place. So that's one thing, right? That's one of a few things. And now the second issue with Halloween, or the old Red Galfer, I guess they both go into the same discussion, is liability. The newer UR festivals have such high stats that they are incomparable to characters released on the era of this little guy. This guy has 99 crit, he has 73 crit defense. Oh my god. Very low stats. No! Dude. Okay, that's not his fault. I kinda... Well, but he's probably gonna die because of, I mean, if Galfer dies here, that's not the worst thing ever, because then I get 20% Aquilea stats. But yeah, he has incredibly low stats comparatively to characters that are recent. And that is just... You're good, like, Galfer's gonna die. If Askar AoE'd here, Galfer would die. Oh, Melly's dead, though. And we lost Galfer passive. Because Merlin's coming to the front, so we don't have a full unknown team anymore, or sorry, a full different race team anymore. That's unfortunate. Do I just do this? I think so. I think so. Also, cards. The single target. Really? Oh my god. I really didn't kill there. You're trolling, didn't kill. I needed that to kill. I really did. Legit, if I had the other Galfer, I would have killed. Because I wouldn't have lost the passive. If I still had the basic stab from the other Galfer, I would have been okay. And not even just that. The other Galfer has a boost to ranked up cards, which I don't mention very often, but is always there. With UR Festival Galfer, I forgot to actually pull up the percentages again, so I'm not saying the percentages that he boosts wrong. But with UR Festival Galfer, he boosts, if it's a level 3, ignore 10% crit resistance and 20% crit defense. That 20% crit defense is crazy. And ignoring 10% crit resistance will crit more often, right? And if it's a level 2, ignore 10% crit resistance and then get extra 30% pierce. 30% pierce is whatever, but ignoring crit resistance is nice. So, like, that's something we're missing as well. It's just, when we look at it, yes, I do not think that the new UR Festival Galfer is damn much of a step up from the other Galfers when it comes down to like what the unit is in essence. But everything that has to do with like being a newer character is what matters. Just having a longer kit that does more things means so much these days. And having high stats, that's the main thing. Stats. Stats are king. Another way I can represent this is when we talk about DPS, right? Okay. Whenever you think about increasing the DPS of a character, it's always better to increase their stats than increase their damage. So let's say we have, oh, perfect example here. We have King, but not this one. Let's say Blue King, which has the shield that actually increases damage. You are better off increasing your attack and crit damage or whatever. Like, you're better off with a 10% attack related stat buff than like probably a 40% damage increase. I would have to make sure of that. Like, depending especially on how high the damage is for the character you're using. It really didn't kill. I'm very confident I would have killed with Red Gaffer. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very confident I would. I've used this team enough that I am quite confident I would have killed with. Look how much damage it took. Oh my god. Type disadvantage. The damage that he takes is crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't think I need to explain very much how terrible taking damage was. And like Festival, UR Gaffer would not take that much damage. He simply would not. He simply wouldn't. He has really high stats. Even with type disadvantage against Meliodas, he would take way less damage than that. Damn, Mel, you really did that much, huh? 67k. Listen, some people have been hating on ESCANOR because I guess you can see him at his like not so great sometimes, where the AoE might not do as much damage as you want. I don't know how much damage you want, but I think people really need to remember that like Meliodas can also look like that, where he does a level 2 attack and he does 0 damage because he's not, you know, he doesn't have the attack buff. He doesn't have the things that he wants to have. If you're not working his kit, he's not gonna work for you, right? This is how it works. Yeah, I think personally, UR Gaffer is a terrible release. And no one, I maybe some very strange ones would disagree with me in the comments, but the sentiment is like very great that UR Festival Gaffer should have been LR Red Gaffer. You know, Red Gaffer, the OG coin Red Gaffer, as an LR would be exactly what UR Gaffer does, but you know, it'd be very accessible to everyone. Everyone would have him, and I think that that's the problem. Personally, I have a very strong belief that they are purposefully gimping LRs to not be as great as when Lost Vein dropped. Like, Lost Vein, dude, if you were there, you know, Lost Vein was so good. LR, Lost Vein, it was like, LRs are goated. We were all so excited for LRs because he was so good, right? And the thing was that at that time, LRs were extremely difficult to get, right? We had the Hero Arena activity, and that was pretty much the only way to get them. And I think that because now they're more accessible, they are trying to make LRs less prevalent in the game. Like, what team right now has LRs as a main component? Goddesses? that's a sub team. That's a team you use because you just really like the characters, not because you actually want to win. LR's Aldrich is not that good anymore. He's kind of unusable. He was fun to use for like 2 weeks, and then people kind of switched them off for Demon King Zeldris back again. Because Demon King Zeldris is just straight up better than LR Zeldris. Let's see, these are the LRs, right? Like LR ESCANOR, I think was gimped as well. Like the way that they made him, knowing very well that humans had no good back unit. LR Liz is goated, but she's PvE, right? So I'm talking about PvP here. Again, LR Zeldris kind of fell off really quick. Gallon never had anything. He dead at launch. Glocks for PvP, dead at launch, unless you were schizophrenic and you thought that the Jelly King team was goated. Yeah, man. And I think that's why, like, everyone's like, oh, this should have been LR Guffer, but that's not how they operate, I don't think. I don't think they want LRs to be that prevalent. And I think, I mean, might call me crazy, but LR Liz, she's the only one in this whole list that's actually, like, very inaccessible. She's a seasonal character that's barely in banners, and she just so happens to be the best LR. I don't know, man. Call me crazy. Alright, that's it. I actually was gonna record more, but I'm out of PvP stamina and I have no... Oh, no, not PvP stamina. I'm out of CC food and I have none of these, so... You know what? That'll be it. That will be it.